Former Nigerian ambassador to the United Nations, Ambassador al-Adha, many thanks for talking to us. In other news, Somali government officials on Thursday confirmed that 10 men and boys killed accidentally in a joint U.S.-Somali raid were civilians. This was at a public funeral held for them after they were killed in a raid in Bayura village. Lawmaker Mohammed Abdudan offered the government's condolences and compensations to families of the victims. U.S. Africa Command had confirmed the presence of U.S. troops in the raid carried out under the expanded powers that U.S. President Donald Trump granted to U.S. troops in Somalia in March, while U.S. officials have not publicly commented on the raid since Friday, when they said they were investigating reports of civilian casualties. The Somali government appointed a high-level investigation into the incident, which was due to give its findings on Thursday. The raid took place in an area that has long been plagued by clan conflict for control of the fertile farmland. Well, Hashim Abedi, the younger brother of the Manchester bomber, talking about Salem Abedi, is to be on trial in Libya. Well, this is over his suspected role in May's attack. The 20-year-old was arrested in Libya shortly after the suicide attack on an Ariana Grande concert that killed 22 people. Libya's chief investigator in the case says Mr. Abedi is suspected of having helped his brother and collected materials for the attack. Their father, Ramadan, was also detained in Libya but has since been freed. And Zambia's opposition politician Hakainde Hichilema says he harbors no bitterness to the people who arrested and detained him. In a press conference live on his Facebook page, he announced that he had forgiven them and all he wants is for the country to move forward. Mr. Hichilema, who was arrested in April, was accused of endangering the president's life after his motorcade allegedly refused to give way to the one transporting Mr. Edgar Lungu. He was held in prison since April till his release earlier in the month. He is presently in South Africa with his counterpart, Musi Mimene, from the Democratic Alliance. And in Zambia, a charcoal trader has been sentenced to 2 years of hard labor after he admitted to leaving his brazier unattended to, thereby leading to a fire that destroyed around 3,000 stores. Local media reports that the trader in Kapalala Market in Ndola town pleaded guilty to criminal negligence. The Copperbelt Region Police Commissioner said the trader had apparently gone to offload charcoal that was being brought to the market when the fire started. This is the second major Zambian market that has been destroyed by fire recently after an inferno in the country's biggest market last month. Well, the Eid al-Kabir holiday is just around the corner. Well, the slaughtering of rams is also a mandatory Muslim right. Now, however, from Ogun State to Delta State, Katsina and Yobe State, there's been a reported low turnout of buyers at ram markets as Muslim faithfuls prepare for the holiday.
The Salah celebration means an expected trip to the market by Muslim faithful to purchase rams, but there appears to be low patronage this year across the states. In the north, a visit to the Kagadama market in Katsina State reveals the reason for a decrease in the number of buyers here.
People, they are crying about the market. They don't have enough money in this situation where we are.
Look at all this market now. They have ram much here, but there's no money to buy it. Then the money for it is too much.
To the south-south, and ram traders at the Oko livestock market in Asaba, Delta State, say sales are also meager, which they blame on the economy.
Before Salah, you can sell this one like an 60 or 55, but because of Salah now, this one can reach like an 80, 80, 85, you understand? Because of no markets. That is when other people they don't come down their markets.
Ogun State is our next port of call, and barely 24 hours to the Salah celebration, the markets are almost deserted. The price of rams in the Kuto market in Abeokuta has gone up.
I think because of the Salah, like even the rice that we are buying, at least a cup, that's 8 cup before, at the rate of 480 naira, it has increased to 5 something. So I think even meats, everything has changed. I think because of the Salah. But I think maybe after Salah, the price should be able to come down to normal.
People are complaining that
They did not pay them money, so I don't know what is happening. So we just keep our fingers crossed. So we are still expecting that God will do it.
Meanwhile, in Yobe State, northeast Nigeria, relief trucks are going around the 17 local government areas, dispatching food and relief materials to IDPs and communities devastated by the Boko Haram insurgency. The aim is to make them a part of this weekend's Salah celebration.
We want to use this opportunity to appreciate the efforts being made by the state government under the able leadership of His Excellency Al-Haji Dr. Ibrahim Gaidam. We are up to the task, and that we can ensure that all these items are given out to the people as properly designed.
The Eid al-Kabir celebrations is observed by Muslim faithful the world over. And here in Nigeria, public holidays have been set aside for Friday and Monday. But if last-minute bargains are not possible at the ram markets, the high cost of the animals may affect the celebrations in many homes.
Well, let's go to Cameroon, where its president, Paul Biya, has announced that protest leaders from the English-speaking regions will be freed from prison. The presidential decree is followed by a press release today, which warns all enemies of peace and progress who, under the guise of political demands, attempt to jeopardize the future of the country. In recent months, there have been increased tensions in the English-speaking regions of the country following protests and strikes against marginalization by the majority Francophone government. It's not yet clear how many prisoners are to be released or when their release will actually happen. Still to come on Network Africa, Ethiopia Airlines in talks over management of Nigeria's troubled national carrier.